Good afternoon and welcome to Wednesday's edition. We're so happy to be here, and it's Wisdom Wednesday. So today we're going to learn all about flowers by Merle, and we're so thrilled to have Howard Worrell with us today. And of course, Mother's Day is on Sunday, so I always like to think, remember, we should celebrate Mother's Day all the time, and especially coming up on Sunday, because even if you're not a mom, remember, you have a mom. Everybody has a mummy. So welcome, and I hope everyone is well. And of course, today is going to be a high of 20 degrees, so it's an inspiring Wednesday. So we have Howard. Say hello to Howard.
Hi,
Howard,
how you doing, Sally? How you doing today?
I'm really much better today, thank you. You know, the weather is fantastic, and everybody's thoughts have gone to the weekend coming up and all the creative things to do for mom.
Well, that's great. That's great. Well, I get out on my deliveries, and I enjoy seeing the happy smiles as I deliver the flower arrangements that our girls prepare for them. So
Isn't
it's
it?
always enjoyable for me, anyways.
Well, I'm glad you have fun, but I have to tell you, it's still fantastic to receive flowers, Howard, right? Even though, people do the children get creative, right?
Well,
Flowers are always appreciated any time of the year. If you guys, our kids are listening, we appreciate flowers, not just on Mother's Day, but all the time. So,
I
but
know.
Howard, Flowers by Merle, right? It's been an iconic business and such an amazing success story in our city. And I'm not sure if people remember, it's been over 50 years. So tell us more.
Well, Merle built the store back in the mid '60s, and she had the store until we bought it from her in 2013. So I'm a newbie to the floral industry, and I'm still not very good. The girls keep me out of the back because they think that I can't make things too well. But the girls in the back have got lots of experience. Some days you sort of shake your head, and there's like 100 years worth of experience in the back with our florists.
Isn't
And
that terrific?
yeah, so it's an interesting business. They say it's had a long history in Edmonton. I mean, you got to remember initially most of the floral industry came out of the greenhouses because they had to grow locally to produce. They didn't have the supply chains that we have today for our floral industry. So it's kind of interesting. And this last couple of weeks we're trying for us from the standpoint of view of the supply chain. We're
Right.
starting to get better now. We're still having some issues with South America, but British Columbia is now coming on board with their greenhouses and getting their flowers to market. So we're getting a fair bit of that, which is good product for us
Hmm.
because it's a reliable and a durable product. And the key element for us in our shop is to produce product that will last. I mean, we don't want something that goes home and it's gone the next day. We want something that hangs around for at least a week, if not a
At
little longer.
least. Yeah.
So
And I think you guys guarantee freshness, and yeah, that's wonderful that it lasts at least a week. Thank you.
yeah, so we shop around with our suppliers to make sure that we've got good product. If we've got bad product, then we don't use them anymore. And sometimes it does get in. So the problems that we have are usually at the busier times of the year, where particularly in South America they do what we call dry packing of flowers, where they cut them usually a couple of weeks ahead of time. Then
Oh, wow.
they put them into a cooler, and then they ship them out, and we get them, kind of the week before. And so the durability and life cycle of those is not the best. But what we've been finding now is because of British Columbia being back on stream, we're getting a lot better, fresh product from them. So it's always kind of watching what we've got. The other thing is that we used to bring in lots of exotics from. We have a greenhouse in Hawaii. We used to bring in exotics from, but we were having some supply chain issues with getting them in here properly and getting them, and they were getting frozen on the plane. So we stopped doing that from about November through till about March. So we
Wow.
don't bring much in. And then the other problem we have is the U.S. dollar was creating a lot of havoc with
True.
our with buying products. So it's always an interesting. It's a commodity. It's it's a commodity that's got a short life to it, and you've got to make sure you bring it in, right time it, and get it out to your customers. So it's kind of enjoyable that way. The girls are in the back. They enjoy it, and they package it up, and they put a little love with it. And, we usually put a chocolate on every arrangement to give a little sweetness, besides the vision of the prettiness of the arrangements.
No, that's beautiful, and I can well imagine, the last couple of months have been a challenge for a lot of people, and I think they don't really realize, like even in the floral industry, how much of an issue it probably has been. Now, in terms of delivery, I noticed that your online website is pretty extensive. It also mentioned, are you able now to deliver to nursing homes? Because I know that I attempted to do that about a month ago and it was refused.
Okay, so our delivery process is hands off, number one. So it's like, it reminds me of being a 15-year-old when we used to ring the doorbells and run. So now I basically drop the arrangement on the doorstep, hit the doorbell, and then run down about 10 feet, wait for them to come to the door, then I wave and say enjoy, and then I go. But
cool.
For nursing homes and hospitals basically are shut off, but the nursing homes, we're still delivering. I made 2 deliveries this morning to two nursing homes. So they usually have a place at the front entranceway where we can drop them for them, and then they take them up to the patient or the resident of the nursing home.
Okay, so they've started to allow that. That's fantastic, because with Mother's Day, the other thing that's really kind of neat that people can have arrange some sort of visit now with their mom, right? Yeah. So because it's been very, very difficult, and a lot of parents who are stuck in residences, right?
Well, that's right. It's definitely been trying for sure for our clients that want to ship to their mothers and that. But now, as I say, it's about 3 weeks now we've been able to get into the nursing homes. Hospitals, no, but the nursing homes, yes.
Well, that's wonderful, because, in the beginning when this happened, I thought, well, maybe they would allow, flowers. So a couple of my friends' moms, right, had mega birthdays, and it was pretty sad that you couldn't have a big party. We used to always go to, and like, for example, Anne's nursing home, and she loves people, and I think, it was always fun. But this time around was pretty tough on her. I talked to her a couple of days before and on the day, and she's pretty sad that but then they surprised her with this Zoom big mega call. So, it's not the same, but they refused the floral delivery. So I'm going, whoa, that's kind of sad, because a lot of our moms love to get flowers. Even my mother in New York City, who's isolated still, it doesn't matter what gets delivered. It's not quite the same. A lot of us like to just, send money so they can buy whatever they want. It's not the same, Howard.
No, it's not the same. They like to have that gift.
Yeah, gift of flowers. Gift of
flowers and everything else. Yeah, we've had quite a few of our clients. We do wire what we call wire outs for our clients too, to different areas. Like we did some to Germany last couple of weeks ago, and we do New York, we do California.
You do?
Oh yeah, we do wire outs. We always look at those areas as if it was our area that we were delivering flowers to. So we research out the florists to make sure we've got reliable, because this industry the internet has taken over this industry partially also.
True.
With what we call, we call them order gatherers, where they're not really florists. They pick up the order off the internet and then they shop it, and you never know who it gets shopped to. So
or what gets delivered.
Or what gets delivered. That's the issue. So we kind of do the research. Like I went on to Vancouver in White Rock as an example, and there was 5 florists listed. So I went onto their websites just to see what they do and what they've got, to see who's giving them a report, if there's any negatives and things of that nature. And then I'll pick one, and then so we know they get shipped out, so we don't get a backlash, because even though we didn't produce it, we did recommend it. So we want to make sure that it's just exactly as if we delivered it ourselves.
Well, you're right. That's true in any industry. When you make a referral or a recommendation, right?
Yeah.
So you've done the research. Well, but what about timeline? For example, like sending flowers to my mother. It's Sundays around the corner. For the last few years, I'm in the habit of, sending
24
money.
Usually 24, 48 hours. Usually, if you could, do the 48-hour thing, sometimes you can get a last minute, but the 48 hours better. And then that way they're prepared for it and they can get it out.
Well, today's Wednesday, so they can probably deliver. New York City is quite interesting. You seem to be able to order things like Amazon delivers there same day. It's bizarre.
Yeah.
But
I've got good friends that are got hotels and apartment buildings there, and they're still functioning, and they're still using the subway and getting from point A to point B. And they've got their crews are all still working on their buildings. But again, they've got some restaurants, and they're all shut down. Except they reopened, I think, one again now for takeout. But that whole city's been devastated. Relative to basically you've got people on top of people, so there's really not a lot of you can't do that social distancing. So
my mom's on the 20th floor of a building, and it still goes higher up. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Lots of them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's an interesting city, that's for sure. But yeah, the floral industry is besides we've got weddings, and we had a lot of weddings this year, but they've been now postponed, most of them. We'll most likely see what happens after the distancing guidelines and the groupings get changed a little bit, because I think we're now, I'm not sure if we're 5 or 15 on the groupings.
I heard 15 with
so
6 feet separation, but pretty tough to do a wedding with 15 people. I guess you could. Just a family, right?
Some people are saying we're going to elope. So we get some of that too, and no different with the funerals. Funerals are the same way. They're on a smaller scale. Viewings are usually, I think the viewings in most of the funeral homes are 5. And at any given point in time, they might bring them through, but in 5 at a time.
Yeah, in the early stages of this, yes, my brother lost his father-in-law, and that was quite interesting. In the end, they only allowed immediate family, and that was in the beginning when they had said like 0 people, but it was really up to the priest at the church. But it was sad. They waited and then finally had to do something. So yeah, this has been just profound, this entire thing, and how it's affected every business and everything, and how you deliver things and how you move forward. There's no question, even for example, like in the last 7-8 weeks for you guys, right? Did you see a slowdown in activity?
Well, we right up until Easter, we saw a fair slowdown, because again, we were having problems with supply delivery. We weren't open. We were kind of staying closed. We were taking some funeral orders and that people wanted for the funeral homes, but predominantly for about the first 2 weeks we were pretty well down, and then we started to open up in a limited fashion. The retail side of the store is closed. Front doors are closed. If people will come, and we'll give them curbside from the front of the store, but nobody comes into the store. The girls work at the back, and then we go to the trucks, and away we go from there. So from a standpoint of view of business, the business has been hurt. There's no argument there, but it's just the reality of our whole system and our whole economy with this whole pandemic. I think what will happen is once we start to get a bit more mobile, like on the 15th, I think the retails will start to be able to open up again. So we'll start to see a bit of that. And then the food business will be the same way. We'll start to see a bit of that. I mean, it's the same thing. I mean, we're ordering, all the time, picking up, whether it's from Sorrentino's or Buco or some of the oodle or whatever they call it, picking up food. We cook one and eat one, make one at home and cook one.
You have to, we took that same approach too, to support local businesses. You had to, since they were doing deliveries and things like that. So, it was wonderful that they were able to at least do a bit of that, right? Pick up curbside. So it was interesting. Yeah, I know at Easter time, my husband he tends to look for tulips. And I asked you that question the other day. He couldn't find tulips.
Not at Easter was really bad, but now different story, different story. But you know what? It's not going to last very long. It's
Sorry?
BC is just about. We were warned today that they're going to start to run out of their product here in the next couple of weeks. We have a local grower that works out of Red Deer that we usually get tulips every week from, and he's had a production problem, so he's had no tulips for us.
Oh,
So we've been sort of dependent upon British Columbia for our tulips. So, but they're coming in. They're pretty nice. We got a different batch of today. This morning we got some different ones that look really nice too. So they'll
great.
get us.
You have to deliver some to my door, so I'll
Okay.
message you here. And
Sounds
then
good.
that's exciting that you can deliver flowers to my mom. So I will text you her address. And
Appreciate that.
yeah, that would be wonderful. Yeah, she's in Brooklyn. She will love to get flowers at the door. And I don't know if they add something sweet. I think the last time, it was a few years ago, that I was sending her things like this. And then I recognized, by the time you do that, she said, well, maybe you can transfer the money and I can maybe have my nails done and stuff. But we managed to do those things for her anyway. But Mother's Day is pretty special.
Yeah, well, and there's some pretty good florists in Brooklyn. So.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, some of the old.
Yeah, no, she's been there for well over 50 years. She won't move. Oh gosh, yeah.
Good for her. Good for her.
No, and she loves it, and she's not going anywhere. She has 7 children, and they all wanted her to leave during this time frame, and she felt she was safer to stay isolated. Where she was, things could be delivered. She didn't go anywhere.
Well, I was supposed to go to a friend's 90th birthday this month, so I'm not sure in New York. So I'm not sure what's going to happen. I definitely know we won't be going. So
No.
I'll send him some
90.
stuff.
Wow.
90 years of age.
Speaking of birthdays, we celebrated, and I know Yardley Jones. He turned 90, but through glass, it was quite interesting, and he and Nick Lees are great
Good
buddies.
Yeah, I saw that.
When Nick told me, I go, no problem, we can do something. Honestly, let's go try.
Nick will never give up until he'll figure a way around it. So that's good.
No, he's like me. Honestly, I just go, we'll get a cake, and it all happened in 24 hours. Yeah, we get a cake, and then I got Terrell to come and sing his favorite song, and I've always appreciated their friendship, Yardley and Nick. So it's quite interesting. But yeah, the nursing home, thank goodness some of those things have been released, right? But I like to tell people that, don't you think everybody, I remember every Mother's Day, I send out these, you send those rapid texts, and then you get people going, well, thank you, but I'm not a mom. And I'm going, but you have one.
That's right. You have one.
You have a mom. So that's why I say, you don't have to be a mom to celebrate Mother's Day. It's you celebrate because you have a mom, and everybody has a mom, and moms are so important. But Flowers by Merle, you guys take care of lots of other things. And it was just, Mother's Day is around the corner. It seemed a great time to talk about your industry, some of the challenges that you guys have had with supplies, and then of course delivery and putting things together. So, it's kind of nice that you agreed to come and share all this with us. And I look at the website. And do you mind if I attempt to share your website here? You can see it too. I just wanted people to see how easy your website is, okay? And they get a chance to have a look at Howard's website. Let's have a look here. Let's see. Share the entire there. Flowers by Merle. There we go. Share. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's beautiful. That's our cover page.
Yeah, so it's a really easy and friendly website to navigate. So look at this. I click onto occasions, right?
Yeah.
And look, it gives me right away. That's what I love, Howard. It's easy. How your hours of operation.
Yeah.
You can get the newsletter.
Yeah.
The refund policy, and then we can go over here. Look at this. It's so easy. Your service. Flower. Oh, I like this heading. Yikes.
Yeah,
Okay,
we do.
wait a minute. Does that
We
sound like I can have my husband subscribe and I get flowers
Right.
all the time or something?
Yeah, we do that. We do quite a bit of what we call standing order delivery, both commercial operations, lawyers' offices, and developers and things of that nature. And we do a lot of delivery to quite a few residences that
Which is
people just
cool.
like to have fresh flowers either once a week or every 2 weeks or once a month. We do that all the time.
Well, let's check out the plants. Okay, for all you guys out there, see,
Yeah,
you know, they can let
right behind me on this side of me is a bunch of orchids that we've just got in the last day or two.
right.
And we've got some potted plants. We've got some succulents in pots that are beautiful. So we bring some of that in to supplant the fresh flowers. People want something. Sometimes they want something more, so we bring a bit of that in also.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Hang on one second here. But so there's, like I said, the website is so easy to navigate. But I'm liking the service here. I think a lot of guys can get some brownie points too, not just in their corporate offices. I'm talking at home.
That's right.
Once a month, my gosh, you know.
Yeah, they send it once a month, and it'll brighten up, and it brightens up the house. Gives a little bit of a smell, whether it's lilies or something else. It'll give a beautiful little smell to the house.
And you can tailor it to seasons, right? So you just send.
Well, historically, we do tailor the season depending upon what we can bring in for inventory. So
No, that's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. Seasonal flowers. So over here, flower subscription. Back to home. It's pretty easy. The roses are gorgeous.
And we besides that, Sally, we do a lot of event work too. So we do quite a bit of work over at Space Sciences Centers, Nate and Grant McHugh and places like that. We do a fair bit of event work for them too, besides the traditional stuff.
Right.
So we
That's
do that
cool.
a little bit. Yeah.
Or
We've
galas and all those kinds of events, I'm sure.
Yeah, we've created things for Space Sciences Centers when they've had special occasions where we've had to doctor up floral arrangements relative to the event.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh,
And gift certificates. We got gift certificates too. So
that's wonderful.
perfect.
Oh, this is sensational arrangement. It's lovely. Look at this.
Yeah.
And the website online is easy too. You see the
It is.
quality of what you're getting, but I think what people can trust, Howard, is the reputation and integrity of your company. So
We're local. The key element is that we're local also,
mhm.
and we produce it locally. The florists are local. They've lived in this community. They've lived in the community for years. So, it's not something that came. I mean, we've seen some of these what we call online orders shipping flowers out of Winnipeg in a box.
Wow.
And I got trapped into it when I had to ship some flowers to England, and I got onto the wrong website, and they showed up at a relative's house in a box. And then I realized right away what I did. It was my own fault, but I should have paid a bit more attention. So
Wow.
that's part of the problem is that some of the industry is going that way, trying to do high production, but really saying you're the florist. It's coming to your doorstep. You're going to make it up.
So what motivated you to get into the floral business?
I was a retread. I was retired. And then all of a sudden, this opportunity came forward, and I thought, oh, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll try this for a little bit. Give me some, take some time away from my boredom, and so I've been here now 6-7 years, and it's kind of enjoyable. I mean, I had big businesses before where I had up to 600-700 employees. So,
Correct.
I'm back to what I was 25 years ago, where I only had like 10 employees,
Which is nice.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's the same thing.
It's okay. It's a hobby, and it's something new. It's business anyway, right?
It's business, but it's enjoyable, and it's the enjoyment I find is that on the delivery truck is I meet people I haven't seen for a while, and then all of a sudden I get engaged in a conversation on a doorstep right now with somebody that I haven't seen for maybe 10 years, and we talk, come back to the norm. Or like this morning, I ran into somebody I hadn't seen for about 4 or 5 weeks because he's been locked down, and I delivered him. He opened the door and he's smiling. So we had a conversation for 5 minutes on the doorstep. So I love that. That's enjoyable to me.
You know what I find? There's a lot of positive things. Yes, there's been a lot of economic devastation and loss of life and all kinds of things. But I think what's happening, Howard, as a real estate agent, I get to, I can move around or drive around and check out neighborhoods. But I'm finding people seem to be more cognizant of the surroundings. Like you wave at them, they wave back. No, I mean, if you stop and you're 6 or 10 feet away, roll the window down, they will talk to you.
Yeah.
So there may be a little, maybe it's my imagination, but I think people are maybe realizing that what's really important, right? I know a lot of people we're busy and you're on your phone and you're distracted and it's go, 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 go. And then you're forgetting, that saying, you have to stop and smell the roses along the way.
That's right.
So I'm seeing a lot more of that and a lot more people engaged with each other, even though it's distance, right?
Well, I think we're going to be stuck with the distance for a while. So I don't think that's going to go away. And I think it's just a matter of how we manage that with ourselves, with people around us, will be basically where we come. I mean, we couldn't stay down. There's no way that this society could stay down and unoccupied continuously. So it had to be a matter of time before we started to break out of it and sort of find a solution to it. I mean, we're humans. We always find solutions to things.
Isn't that the truth?
We are, and we're going to find a solution. It may take us a little longer this time around, but there's going to be a solution as far as I'm concerned. And the negatives, the first 2 weeks were the negative period. Now we're into a mode period of fixing things and going to basically get into a new normal of where we talk to people. And yesterday I was on a conference call, a Zoom call with 15 different people, and they were all, we were talking about what we're doing, and they go right from software guys to roofing guys. And everybody's got a different kind of story where they're going. Some guys are going to now have, instead of working out of offices, they're going to now work out of their houses more so, and they found that that's been more efficient. Everybody's got a different way of dealing with this, so there's going to be a new norm that's going to come out of this. It's going to take us a little while, but there'll be a new norm, and I think it'll be good.
Howard, it's a positive one. And the other thing, I think they're on a local community basis and a city basis. And I think that part of it too is reconnecting with community and supporting the community and local businesses. And I know people got distracted with, everything was online. And, as you say, you go online, you buy something, it comes from the middle of nowhere, right? And instead of reconnecting locally to small businesses. And so, and then, as you say, I mean, for me, it's always been about trust, right?
That's right.
Local, right? Your realtors should be local.
Well, it's your name, it's your reputation, it's you, within the community and what you do. I mean, that's really what you have. That's all you have to offer. Yeah. And basically, we've kind of lost that a little bit, I think, but I think we'll get back to it again.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to that. I mean, I remember a time when it really was very local. Yeah. I always loved that our city. I used to call it the big little city. It's so small. The longer you're here, there's only 1 degree of separation, Howard, between us all in this lovely little city of ours, right?
Less than that. I mean, the other day, as an example, a fellow that I've run across a few times at Tabuco or Sorrentino's, and we've known each other, and all of a sudden something went on to Facebook, and he picked out of it, and then all of a sudden his sister was connected to my sister. And then they were connected to Lynn on the other side. I mean, right. It's just unbelievable. So
yeah, I know it's you get a bunch of people. Well, that's the thing we'll miss for a while, getting a bunch of people in a room. But I was saying to a mutual friend of ours, I go, some of us still have big yards. Maybe we can put 6-foot pegs, right?
It's like Lynn said to me. She said, "I'm not going to watch you today. I'm going over to my friend's place to sit in the driveway. There's about 10 girls going over the driveway.
That's nice. That's nice.
Have an afternoon."
Yeah. But the good thing about this, I mean, doing this format, it stays on Facebook and YouTube, and
Yeah.
people go back and watch it, and you can share it. And I have to say, it's one of the prettiest backgrounds I'm seeing, and I love your website, and I love flowers, and I think people need to pick up the phone. It's so easy, right, to call you. Well, I'm a talker. I'm a caller, right? So I like to call and put my order in. And I think there's no issue with doing that, right? I know a lot of people are doing online, but I find actually, well, me, I'm crazy, but online takes me longer. By the time I enter my credit card and everything, I can just give it to you over the phone.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the difference too, right? Calling in locally and things like this. This is wonderful. I know how busy you are, and the other thing I find thrilling is the owner of the store is doing the delivery. Way to go, Howard.
I've been doing delivery since I bought the store. I used to do many. It's just that I'm doing a few more now than before. Like we've got a bit of a fair backlog on Friday, Saturday, and we'll have other drivers in. But it's just that I've always done it, so I've always enjoyed it. I've always kind of been to the front of the store when people come in and they know if I'm here. I got a friend of mine phones me yesterday morning. He says, "You weren't there. I couldn't have a coffee with you," because he was going to get his hearing aids at next door. And I said, "Well, you should have phoned me first." "Well, I didn't think. I thought you'd have been there." So, it's just I'm here when I'm here. And as I say, you and I met up down south and a couple of times, and I'm sort of there too. And I do this. We socialize a little bit down there also. So
I know a lot of people were sad, Howard, to have to come back so quickly. Some of them were here for a reason and couldn't go back, and quite interesting times. But we'll soon all be able to go back to those lovely places, right? So, but I really thank you so much for coming and joining me today and reintroducing our friends in the city to Flowers by Merle, which has been part of our, I mean, that's a long time, Howard, and the reputation precedes itself. And it's so wonderful to shop local. I'm ecstatic to hear that I can trust just calling you. I don't have to worry about trying to find, obviously in the past you try to call locally and try to find places there, and you don't know what's going on for sure. I'm not a big online person, and I know a lot of things were online, and you can't trust what gets delivered, right? So
that's right. Well, I mean, when I bought the store, they had a bit of an online presence. I didn't know anything or have a clue about it. Did some research over the years. We've kind of modified it and gone to different ways, and we've now gone to a new POS system that's integrated within the website, so it makes it good that way. The girls sometimes go crazy with the phones because when the website orders come in, the phone only rings about 4 or 5 times, and then it goes to another goofy message. So they've now learned not.
It's nice that you have both. Like I think online here is pretty easy, right? To go on and order, and we have a lot of people that are to them this is faster, right? They enter it, they choose, they can see what they're ordering. But I think the neat thing about Flowers by Merle is that what you order, you don't have to worry about what gets delivered.
No, that's right, and the quality. And
the quality as well. No, it's fantastic.
Well, I appreciate that very much for inviting me onto your show this morning.
You're welcome, Howard. It's been fantastic. Look at that. Look how beautiful and inspiring that is. Can you see that?
Yeah, I can see it. Thank you. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, and I love the background. So I'm so delighted that you were able to stop in, and I guess you've got some deliveries to make. But
I do, yes.
I will probably in about 20 minutes phone you before I have to take off. I have to go and list a fantastic penthouse. I'm looking forward to doing that. And I'm here to try to encourage people. And I think spring has just begun for us, Howard. And so May is the month. We'll set aside the past and we'll move forward to the future. And the weather, thank heavens, the weather. I mean, this is our season, right? May, June, July, August.
May, June,
So for sure. But I actually, and I hope that people that are listening pick up the phone and order some flowers. Just even, I do that once in a while. I tell you, I'm a little nutsy. Just order flowers for strangers or somebody I hardly know. It's a good thing. So
Sounds
yeah,
good.
I'm actually can think of a few people that are isolated that would probably appreciate a little bouquet. And you said you can add something sweet to it, correct?
Sweet good, yeah.
Chocolates or something like that. That would be nice.
Yeah.
All right, then I have some work for you to do. And
Okay.
I still have time, correct? It's only Wednesday.
Yeah, better get it in quickly. We're starting to get pushed, so
Okay,
get it
to you guys, I think if you're going to send flowers to your mom or someone else's mom, I think we need to phone in sooner than later. Well,
in. Yeah.
Howard, I want to thank you so much. This is exciting. I look forward to us being able to be on a patio or something,
Right.
sharing a glass of sparkling water or sherry or whatever it is you drink. Okay. And happy Mother's Day.
Well, yeah, I'm a dad. I got 10 grandkids. So
Whoa!
yeah, I got 10 grandkids. So
Wow.
I send every one of their mothers an arrangement. So hopefully I got brownie points this year.
Do you sign all the kids' names?
No, I didn't do that. I just said I did took it the easy way out.
Okay, so you're not
The
gonna
flowers will say that.
take the children out of the doghouse that forgot, right? You're
Yeah, that's
scrambling
right.
around on Saturday or Sunday looking for flowers for mommy or
Yeah,
something like that. It you know what? It always seems to come up so quickly, and that's what I hear the kids say is Mother's Day again. And I
right.
always say every day is Mother's Day, guys.
That's right.
Okay, so. But
Yeah.
Howard, thank you so much for being
Thank
here
you.
today. And this was just fantastic. And all you do is call Howard. Someone will pick up the phone, and his phone number is streaming right here at the bottom. It's actually a very easy number,
Yeah.
482-1222. Or you can go online at flowersbymerle.com and get your order in. Howard, I look forward to receiving. I'm going to order myself some flowers.
Okay.
But I don't know what color tulips you have, but I'll be ordering tulips because I love
Okay.
tulips.
Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you. Take good
Thank
care.
you.
Safe. And
Thank
we'll
you
see
very
you
much.
again very soon.
Okay. Sounds good. You have a good one. Have a good day. Okay.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank
Bye
you.
for now.
Cheers. Bye bye.
Cheers. So that was Howard Worrell from Flowers by Merle. And what a beautiful place to work. And he, of course, to him, I guess it's not work. He's enjoying this business of his. And look at the benefits, right? He's doing the deliveries himself. He gets to communicate with people. It's just fantastic. So today, of course, being Wednesday, it's midweek and it's Wisdom Wednesday. And yeah, it's a much better day today. So, and I always have this little book of favorite sayings. So I'm going to, 1 second, right? Hold on. I am going to share with you this particular favorite quote. It says, "Love is nothing without action. Trust is nothing without proof. And sorry is nothing without change." And the author is unknown. Look at that. And some of you may have yesterday. Yesterday I had a panic situation. Today I can tell you that everything is cool. My husband's feeling much better, so I'm thrilled about that. I'm delighted that the weather is fantastic, and we are moving forward. Definitely, I've decided that May is the start of our season for real estate and everything. So we're going to attempt to move forward and get back to business. And I do want to share with you that we have had some brand new listing hit the market, and I'm going to be showcasing a new listing for you tomorrow. We will be here tomorrow, and again, it's Thursday, and on Thursday we always are fortunate to get an update on the stock market and investment. And our guest tomorrow will be Leonardo Dieste from Scotiabank. And also joining us tomorrow is Brian Bachman from the BMO Private Banking. We haven't seen him in weeks. So we'll see what they have. Everybody's evolving and changing. So I'm looking forward to hearing from these wonderful gentlemen about what their banks are doing. And if you represent a different bank like the TD Bank or the RBC or our favorite ATB, which is a provincial bank, right? I'm always happy to have new guests visit us. And I am going to say thank you again for joining us today. And don't forget to check out our website. Here we go. You can check out our website where we have absolutely beautiful properties to look at. There's lots of inventory. You heard the statistics yesterday, but ignore statistics, okay? Because everybody's been locked down for a couple of months. So we're going to start, I plan to restart. And so I'm going to look at the statistics for May. I can assure you that the mortgage financing rates are phenomenal. And of course, our favorite mortgage, one of our favorite mortgage brokers, John Cliff, will also be joining us again tomorrow, and he'll tell us all the changes that are going on with home financing and mortgages, etc. So I look forward to seeing you all again right here tomorrow. And do check out my website at sallybunroe.com, where it's easy to navigate, and you'll take a look at lots of beautiful properties. We have 3D tours, floor plans, lots of photos. We also have a link to the MLS.ca search, where you can search for absolutely anything that's on MLS. Majority of properties, by the way, are listed on the multiple listing service, and it's highly recommended when you're considering putting your home for sale, that it's on a multiple listing service. Because of course now, globally, people can log on to that website and peruse any particular neighborhood. So it's fantastic. I can tell you that every day is a day of change in our industry as well. We still have COVID protocols in place, so we can enter your properties and try to keep you safe and sound as we move forward. I am hoping and expecting a pent-up demand. There are people, it's spring, so people like to make changes in the spring. And of course, they want to typically get settled before the end, by the end of June or first week in July because of school. But for many of you, you've been homeschooling the children, and they've been it's been a challenge for all of you. So you may need some extra space, and you may need a bigger yard and a few things. So, when you're ready to move, it's the right time. So buying and selling in the same market is the same thing. I've always said that. You buy in a low market, you sell in a low market. You buy in a high market, you sell in a high market. But I want to thank you for being here. I did promise that I would be here every day, every day from 1 to 2 o'clock until we move forward. And I remember also saying that, to me, whether only one of you watch this or a part of this, then that's great. That's wonderful. But it has helped me. I am always trying to be, very positive. I like to share whatever it is I know, and I'm always welcoming people to share. And thank you so much for joining me today. And I think there are a couple of comments here. Let's see. Oh, look at this. So greetings from, hello, Whitney. He's in Florida. Well, I hope everybody in Florida is doing really, really well. And I know that things are going, to open up soon. So lovely to hear from you. And my darling friend, hi, Gibran James, right? Yes, we have some work we have to get to. Thank you for stopping in. Ooh, I like your profile picture, Gibran. And let's see. Oh, it's cute for sure. Hi, Christine Gold. It's so nice of you to log on, sweetie. Anyway, and it's Mother's Day, so we need to send flowers. We're sending flowers to everybody that has them all. And, oh, I love the hearts, for sure. And thank you, Howard, from Flowers by Merle, for being with us today. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow, right? So It will be a fantastic Thursday as we're brought up to speed on the business end of things, how your investments are doing, mortgage financing, and a whole host of other things that we will discuss. And so thank you for joining me again today. And I also tomorrow, I will be featuring a brand new listing. And I do also feature existing properties because remember, if you decide that you want to make a change today, every listing we have is a new listing to you. So it's all good. Anyway, so on that note, I am going to see if I'm going to say goodbye. And I love this little intro video. So I'm going to play this. And thank you all for joining me today. And have a happy rest of your day. I love this. Love, love. Let's see if I can make this work. Okay. We've had some interesting people here. You know, I love all these people. It's probably a good day to, move around. Thank you, Howard. We have a lot to be thankful for today. So, yes, it's a happy day. He does break down. Flowers by Merle. So there we have it. Thank you for listening to that again. And thanks for being here. And I will see you tomorrow, 1 o'clock live. And have a phenomenal day. And remember, together, everyone achieves more. So that's teamwork. Together, everyone achieves more. And I always like to quote Mr. Albert Einstein, one of my favorite quotes of his, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. And as Howard says, we're all looking at ways to doing things, delivering things, being more connected with each other. So rack up the phones, make those calls, and isn't it good that we now all have unlimited calling plans? So pick up the phone and call a few of your friends, okay, that haven't even heard from you. Call someone you went to grade school with or high school, or why not? Call that, boyfriend that you thought should be your boyfriend, but didn't even notice you in high school. Hello. Make some calls. Thank you for being here today. God bless you, and bye for now.